In this exercise, we're going to help you to get comfortable utilizing the PractiCAD custom wall feature. The first thing we must do is open up our PractiCAD exercise template. Once we've done that, we're going to zoom in to the bottom of the drawing, and we want to isolate the inner wall, which we're going to use to trace over. To do that, we need to use our Layer Isolate key. This Express toolbar is going to be located on your screen under the Home tab in your AutoCAD ribbon. And right here you should see the Layer Isolate button. We're going to click on it once. When we do that, AutoCAD is going to say to select objects and the layers to be isolated in the command line. We're now going to click right here on that wall and hit enter. And that should isolate the whole drawing, so we only got that inner wall here. Once you've got that, focus on this section right here. We're going to zoom in. Now the next thing we need to make sure is that we've got the custom wall icon in our bin. It should already be there, but if it's not, we need to go into the library icon in the PractiCAD ribbon, and we're going to go into the architectural section. And on the left hand side over here in architecturals, you can see if we open up architecturals and open up wall, we have here the custom wall. I'm going to click on it once. That's going to open up the architectural bin for us, and then I'm going to drag it into the bin. You can see I've already got it there in this exercise, but if you don't have it, make sure you've got the custom wall. Generally, you can use custom wall for everything. I usually do not utilize these other walls because the custom wall can actually replace the round wall, the line wall, and the L wall. So generally I just use the custom wall, but you can choose to use any of the ones that you'd like. Now we're going to exit out of the library. What we need to do is go into the bin and pick out the custom wall. Going to click once. We're then going to come over to the left to the item box. You'll notice that the wall tab should already be depressed. We're going to choose to hold this wall by the bottom left. So toggle through your combo box and choose bottom left corner point. This way we're holding the wall by the bottom and we can snap to the flat background that we have as a template. We need to make the height 10 foot or 120 inches. And then make the depth or the thickness of the wall 6 inches. That's actually the size of the walls on this particular drawing. Now because we're holding it by the bottom left, we're not going to need to worry about the elevation because we're going to snap to a flat background. So it's automatically going to put it at 0 because the template's at 0. So what we want to do here is we want to come over, and in your command line you can see it says specify entity displacement. We're holding this wall by the bottom left. So we actually want to start from this particular corner. Notice I'm at the top right corner of this wall. We're going to click once. Then all we're going to do is hold our mouse and we're going to go all the way to the next corner. And then we're going to click again. Then we're going to turn the corner again, and I've got Polar on. You should have Polar on and your object snaps on. It'll always make things easier. And as we just pan, we can zoom out a little bit using the wheel mouse. I'm going to zoom out and zoom in, but we're just going to trace over this. So here we're going to click again. Then we're going to turn up, and we're going to go through this break, and we're just going to hit. Notice that right here we're going to stop at this corner point. We're not going to go here. Because we're holding it by the bottom left, we actually want to stop here. We click, and when we turn the corner, PractiCAD fills that with a wall for us. So we're just going to complete here. We're going to go up, and this should get you comfortable with actually tracing walls in the system. So in this exercise, we're just going to stop once again. We're going to click on this corner, and then we're going to turn the wall. And we're going to stop right here. Now to stop, and pay very close attention, what we're going to do is click one last time. And to stop the custom wall from moving, what we want to do is simply right here, we can hit enter or we can right click and hit enter. And it's going to stop the wall at the last turn. And that's basically the last click. So what we've done here is we should have drawn a wall and traced it over the wall we've already got. And if you put everything in isometric, you should be able to see that wall outline here. Now we're going to add another wall. We're going to come and pretend we're going to put everything back in top view. And the views are always going to be under View in the menu bar or View in your AutoCAD ribbon. You can always toggle between views by utilizing View, and then right here you can choose between isometric and the different views. I have everything on a quick PractiCAD toolbar. So what we're going to do is go back to that, and we're going to zoom in now. Zoom in to the bottom left corner right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a room. And we're going to pretend we're going to draw a 10 by 10 room. I know it's not on the drawing, but we're going to do it for this exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab the architectural custom wall again, and we're going to click. Now here we're going to say that we want the left side of this wall, the inner portion of the wall, to be 10 feet over from this corner point. So once again, notice that we're holding it by the bottom left. And if here, your depth should once again be 6 inches. Matter of fact, for this exercise, I'd recommend putting the depth at 6 and then hitting save as default. So make sure you change your settings of the wall. Once again, we're going to hold it by the bottom left. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say height 120 and depth 6. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click to get control of our drawing space again. And we're now going to use the snap from command. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the shift and we're going to right click. And then we're going to choose the snap from command. And when we do that, PractiCAD is going to say specify entity, and it's going to then say from base point. And from base point, we want to click right here. And there are separate exercises and tutorials on using the snap from command. We're going to click once. Now what we need to do is give it the offset. You can see in the command line it now says offset. We're just going to hold our cursor in this direction, and we're going to type in 120 so that it's going to offset this 10 foot from that corner point, and we're going to hit enter. When we do that, notice that we're holding it by the bottom left corner. And if we straighten this, we're now going to have a wall that's going to be coming off that edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold that wall in this direction. And then we're going to type in 120 again and hit enter. That's going to give a 10-foot wall in that direction. Then we're going to hold it in this direction, and we're going to type in 120 again and hit enter. At this point, we've drawn a wall. You can see PractiCAD is waiting to turn it. All we need to do is, since we've already put 120 in and enter, is right click and hit enter. That will stop the wall right there. And if you've done this correctly, you should be able to use your linear dimension, which is in your dimension tools, linear, in your menu, and we should be able to measure between these 2 points and see that we are at 10 foot. You can see we got a 10-foot room, both on the X and Y. So hopefully this exercise will help you get comfortable using PractiCAD walls. There's another exercise on the ceiling grid, and it's going to pick up where this exercise leaves off. That'll conclude the exercise on walls.